Trouble is brewing for TikTok. The Biden administration is warning the social media platform could be banned in the U.S. if its Chinese parent company doesn't sell its stake in the U.S. app.
Well, the warning comes as the White House voices increasing security concerns over user data. ABC News' Elizabeth Schulze joining us now from the White House, along with senior investigative reporter Aaron Katersky to discuss. Well, Elizabeth, this all comes on the heels of a ban already set in place on government phones. The UK just announced today that they're banning the app on all UK government devices. So what evidence is the White House pointing to that shows that TikTok is clearly a security risk?
Hey, Kara, right. So there are three big concerns that the White House and other government officials, including the FBI, point to when it comes to the security concerns around TikTok. And they all center around the fact that TikTok is owned by a Chinese company. So first, the question is, could the Chinese government try to ask for data about American users? And because of laws in China, would TikTok be forced to hand over user data to the Chinese government? That's one concern. Second, could the Chinese government use the app to spread misinformation? Could it actually influence what users see to share misinformation or affect political views? And then there's this question of once the Chinese government has possible access to this data, could it then continue to track users, potentially use that for spying? Now, of course, TikTok denies that it does any of this. It says, show us the evidence, and you asked about the evidence. We so far have heard a lot more warnings versus evidence at this point, but these are genuine concerns, at least according to the officials that are here.
Well, Elizabeth, I don't know what I'd do without TikTok. Just to be clear, I don't post anything on TikTok. But the music, the cooking, the sports, the old movies, you can find...
The cute little kids.
Yeah, again, I'm not following that. But, you can find interests that are fun. And, in fact, it's just had this gangbuster growth because it is so much fun. What are the demands? What does the White House want TikTok to do? And if they don't, how would you enforce a ban? How would they just remove it from my phone?
Well, 100 million active users of TikTok, Terry. You are one of millions of others who love using this app. And that's something the Biden administration is aware of. They've been working with TikTok for more than 2 years now to try to come to some sort of an agreement that would alleviate some of these concerns over data security. But what we've seen is this kind of hardening of that stance now that there is more of a possibility of this forced sale that would essentially take an agreement off the table because of the escalating concerns that have been heightened just in recent days.
All right, so Aaron, according to cybersecurity company Faroot, TikTok has your data even if you've never used the app. So what were the takeaways for you from this report, and is the concern from the Biden administration warranted here?
This report makes clear, Kira, that whether you've used TikTok or not, whether you have it on your phone or not, whether you've deleted the app or not, TikTok still knows what you're doing online because it's able to sprinkle throughout the internet what are called pixels. These are tracking devices sprinkled like fairy dust across all sorts of websites that have nothing to do with TikTok. You want to go searching on Weight Watchers, you want to go to the University of Arizona, you want to look at the United Methodist Church online. Every time you do that, you've barely hit enter or clicked on the website, and TikTok's pixels are already at work tracking what you're doing, even before you've consented to accepting cookies or otherwise given consent. And so even if TikTok is banned or if a sale is forced, in some ways this report makes clear from the cybersecurity company Faroot that it may not actually matter.
It's pretty ominous. So, Aaron, what has TikTok responded about all this, to this report in particular from Faroot, claiming that they're collecting data on people both willingly and unwillingly?
TikTok hasn't responded just yet that we know of, but they've been making this point to the Biden administration that a sale would not necessarily curtail the data collection. And they're not the only ones that do this, Terry. Meta, behind Facebook, Google, Microsoft, all of these big companies are siphoning up Americans' data this way. Most of the time, it's just used for advertising or to give you what you want to see, video-wise or whatever on your TikTok account, Terry. But the concern, of course, the administration has is that some of this data is being shipped off to places where the U.S. doesn't want it, places like China or Russia.
I know you guys have TikTok accounts too, right? Right? Or am I alone here at ABC?
Oh,
Anyway?
did you say no, Aaron?
You're alone, Terry.
No TikTok fairy dust for you.
Viewer.
Same, basically. I'm not going to post anything. Nobody's interested in what I would post. But thanks very much, Aaron and Elizabeth.
Y'all, you have no clue what's happening right now or what's about to happen. The bill to ban TikTok is not about TikTok at all. Not only does this bill give the federal government power to silence and imprison everything they consider a security threat, they can also collect all of this stuff right here. That's not all. This is the creepy part. This bill combating TikTok gives the federal government right and powers over everything I just read to you. It says that this will be the end of all information. This is the information warfare. It's not TikTok. This is not about TikTok. It's much bigger than TikTok. And there's bad things coming for people who open their mouth. And there's bad things coming for people who open their mouth.
I think the real reason why they're trying to ban TikTok, isn't for data or privacy reasons. And maybe in some cases, right? But let's be real. With TikTok and social media in this day and age is the first time where we are getting access to real and raw footage information on things like taxes, housing, food, what's really going on in colleges, universities, stories that people getting hurt, injured, or more or worse, right? We're getting full access, unfiltered, raw, before the government can push it to us with the news, with a news station, because news stations have their own, they have their own biases and alignments, even if they're just telling you information. Instead of them just saying, so-and-so fell down a well this morning, one station might say, 38-year-old Gerald Wilson was pushed down a well this morning by 19-year-old black student union college member Anthony Brown. And they might leave out the part that 38-year-old might have tried to touch, that kid, but they're going to have a narrative they're trying to push. But I digress. For the first time, we are getting raw, real, and honest footage from the viewers of what are actually happening, right? Think about some of these police cases. Imagine if we didn't see people recording actual video footage. What would have actually ended up happening? Would we ever hear about it? Would we ever know about it? Some of us, we know what's going on already, right? But I think the government is afraid of how much control the viewers realize they actually have. You ever see A Bug's Life? You ever see the scene from Bug's Life when he said, if they realize they outnumber us, it's dangerous? But y'all gonna say I'm crazy. I don't know. It's easier and safer to be distracted by the news. It's easier to watch your favorite Netflix show. It's easier to get on, some apps and scroll for hours, but not when you're learning at the same time, because ignorance is bliss, right? The less you know, the happier you are. But the more you know, the more informed you get more determined, you get more disciplined, you get more enraged, you get more emotional, you get more feeling. And I think they're starting to realize that. But I also think it might be too late. And I think truthfully they're starting to realize that. But I think they're also realizing a little too late. Because even if they do get rid of TikTok, there'll be another app eventually. Because you can say what you want about either side politically, but at least people care. At least people are trying to get informed. At least people have feelings about the government. You know what I mean? At least they're actually being aware of what's going on in their communities, whether it's on a side you agree with or a side you don't. But it does make you wonder, what are they afraid of us finding out? I don't know.
Our cable channel is to attract people to them. They call it tag, track, and ID.
Hey y'all, I'm trying to get to 1,000 on this page. So if you could share and invite people, that'd be wonderful. Thank you.
We wear this mask not to highlight ourselves, but to represent we are many. You never know who we are. We can be your followers. We can be your mods. If you stop the TikTok guidelines abuse, we wouldn't highlight you on our page. We are one. We are many. We are watching.
And we tell people about it, and they say, you're crazy. This is America. It can't happen here. So J. Edgar Hoover said that it was a conspiracy so monstrous that people don't even believe it exists. And that's the problem we have today, folks, is doing that, convincing people that this conspiracy is real. But praise God, we have all the evidence needed to prove to anybody, if they'll just look at the evidence, that 9/11 was an inside job, right? I've had people calling me saying they go out to their mailbox and they find a little red dot or a little blue dot on their mailbox, and they wonder what the little red dot, blue dot is. Well, it's marking your mailbox by the government, so when foreign troops come in here on us after martial law, if you have a red dot on your mailbox, they take you out immediately and shoot you right in the head. But if you have a blue dot, they take you to the FEMA camps being built by Halliburton right now to house 50 million Americans. They're building enough concentration camps in America by Halliburton that Cheney's getting rich off of, Vice President Cheney's getting rich off of, to put those with the blue dot on your mailbox in those concentration camps. Now, if you go out and you find a pink dot on your mailbox, that means that they believe you'll be a good slave and you're going to go along with the program and serve our international Antichrist masters.